Good afternoon. Welcome to OptionsTender. It's Tuesday, August 26, 2025. So we're looking at SPX on the daily in the 65. We'll take a peek at the VIX. I got to tell you, I'll show a quick daily diagram of or chart of MJ. MJ, MSOS, the individual names are moving again today. As a matter of fact, we're having another breakout in the lower time frames. So my point, long story short, I've been putting the video at the end of link to the end of this video and all the past videos, and I truly believe cannabis is going to be the best investment for. We're talking about IRA growth. We're talking about if you need to put something in your dividend portfolio, Altria, something like that would be good in it. But fantastic, and I think it's for the next decade or two, it's going to be the best play around. So anyway, we're doing this about almost 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to get these videos intraday, consider becoming a YouTube member. It's a supporter for 99 cents a month. So thanks for all the support we have here. And with individual members, we have more in-depth videos, learning each and every day. We have trade setups, and I show you exactly what we're looking for and how we developed the trade system that we're now using as well. And I went through that in detail this last weekend. So consider that. And let's jump into it. We have SPX on. Well, before we dive in there, let's just look at MJ from a daily perspective here. We have cycles. We have all sorts of things to look at MJ. We had a breakout from a massive wedge. We're into the gap. I'm not going to give a full report here, but we'll probably close the gap. And I do have a wave count that we might be able to buy a little bit more in this pretty soon, probably after the gap closes, but we're getting over major resistance here, and perhaps we come back and test it again. So we had a great play off of here on our options portfolio, and we're out already. We got out at resistance here. Didn't know if it would pull back before or after and set up. So anyway, just want to show you this. It's just a fantastic chart that you just don't get this opportunity very often, very few times in a lifetime for a sector like this with individual names that were at crushed 98, 99% from their highs, and they're profitable companies. Okay. Anyway, that's my rant. Here's SPX. Still looking for a reversal, but it's now more likely that we hit the top of this wedge here from a traditional look here. And we have some targets up here as well. Some major Fibonacci targets. So moving averages. Pushing off that 8 EMA one last time today. It was also in a very low time frame. I'll show you this in the 65, but there was a 382 wave 4 retracement, in my opinion. More bullish people would say this is a 1-2, and we're just now starting wave 3, and it should go much higher. I think this is wave 5. All right, so above the 8 EMA, above the 20, so the trend is up, the momentum is up. McClellan oscillator breadth is heading lower. It's the big names, it's the individual names that are holding the market up. Now, I know that we did get a big move off IWM and DIA, but there's just been a rotation, out of tech into the small caps and the Dow, out of the Dow and small caps back into tech. It's just trying to prop the market up, and that's not going to last much longer. Okay, with the MACD, same old thing, for since May, same thing, just kind of grinding sideways to lower as price grinds sideways to higher, right? You have that 3 peak triple divergence right here on the RSI, and the slow stoch is continuing to move higher. We talked about that yesterday. The market wasn't going to move lower with the slow stoch heading higher here. So we're getting into that oversold territory. Let's see if we get a curl over, and we'll check back in a day or 2 or 3 when, well, we'll do this every day, but I think by then we should have a rollover to a sell signal. Demark, we haven't had a setup in quite some time. We have a 1, 2, 3 count to the upside. Do we get a full 9 count before getting reversal? And, it doesn't have to be the perfect peak up here. Notice how when we got to the top of the wedge, we were at a 6 count, even though there was a 13 count there as well. A 6 and then 8 next to it, 7, 8 going sideways. And you finally got the 9th one that held right here. And that was your sell signal. So the exhaustion signal. So it can go sideways for a little bit as well. Maybe we get our signal going into next week. Awesome oscillator. Nothing to look at. We don't have a new divergence. Things are heading lower, red bars, and I do presume that we'll head into the negative territory in not too long of time after this makes a new high. And I don't think that the Q's NDX is going to make a new high. Let's go to SPY. Money flow index, distribution, accumulation. What's happening right now? We're making these new highs. We're getting lower highs here. We are in distribution, and we could backtest this little consolidation up here. It's possible. Bollinger Band. Now, if you're new here, that money flow index, it catches every turn, virtually every turn here. Let me put that back up. And some take less long as others. That took about 2 weeks, for this. Let's go to another bigger reversal. That one took 3 months to play out. This one here looks like it took from October to November. It probably took 2-3 months here as well to get a reversal. So it takes time, but here's our Bollinger Band setup. I do think we'll hit the top of that Bollinger Band there for another sell setup. We're not there yet. Awesome oscillator, oscillator, same thing. As we make a new high here, which we did in SPY, okay, we made a new high here. So this is playing out. We do have, but SPX needs to hit that new high for this to match what SPY has done. So that's kind of like the fly in the ointment situation. We're looking for SPY back here did not make a new high while SPX did. So that kind of give us a hint like, hey, are we going to have to call this a truncated fifth? Same thing with here now. SPY made a new all-time high right here on Friday. SPX did not. So it kind of says to us, well, it's most likely that they both get an all-time high if they do. If not, we'll have to, I don't like putting truncated fifths in. It just doesn't make much sense. But they do occur nevertheless. So anyway, let's go over to VIX, see if we can get some information out of that. So the VIX is higher here after making a new low on Friday. We had a reversal signal, but it's pulling back just as usual. We see this so many times over and over. We gap up, show fear just so the market can go higher. So you have room to pull back. Okay. That's how I'm saying it. That's how I think of it, is get that gap up. Now SPY can go higher because we have room to go lower. Now we have a cycle coming in here starting, the window starts tomorrow. Do we make a new low? It's very possible. It's the ideal low is Monday. So we could make a new low into this after NVIDIA's earnings, after tomorrow. There's a couple of catalysts, PCE and such, that are coming up on Friday, GDP on Thursday. So, anything could get the market to grind higher. I just do have I have a hint that I think that Tesla might drag the market and keep the Qs and NDX in check, okay? Especially if Microsoft starts to bounce, it does appear that way, that it's getting into a bounce area. Okay, let's go to SPY. And all that's talked in the Discord. We talked about all that in the Discord, plus much, much more. So that comes with the 99 cents a month. It's not much to ask, just to have this camaraderie with a lot of great traders in there, and great charts in there too. Okay, so this is what we're looking at. I'm looking at this being an ending diagonal where this wave 4 crossed wave 1, and we're getting the last move up here for a 3-wave move. Now I have this as an A, B, and this is a 1, 2, 3, where you have a really small 2 and a large 4, and then a wave 5 headed up here, and we'll see how that resolves. But I did have this marked here before. I thought that the market would make it directly here to this resistance up top here, and it did not. This goes from 648 to about 650, and so this time around I do think it's going to hit that area. Before we look at the indicators, this is just kind of what I'm looking at. We have some of those. We have these resistances here. We're at the 127. We could go all the way up to the 652. That would be normal, so keep that in mind. And anything else? So here's the wave count. I had this as 1, 2, 3, and we were just indecisive about this possibility right here because one made a new high, one did not. So now this is what we're looking at. And whether you're a bull or bear, we're looking for the pullback to happen after this point on the bullish and the bearish scenario. Okay. Let's go back and look at the indicators. Moving averages. Just now pushing up off of the 8 and the 20. Your MACD was rolling over, but we had the slow stoke going against it. So that's why this grind is happening, sort of an equilibrium. All right, so if we get that green cross here, again, that will signal that this is going to continue higher, and the momentum continues higher above the 0 line into the bullish territory here, that we're already in bullish territory. So this continues to rise. We'll see what happens next. It's starting to get stronger, but we will get a divergence somewhere running. I don't know if the divergence will necessarily be here. On SPY, we already have, again, a divergence in the mainstream of things right here, up top here. But do we get a new high, and that's a negative divergence from these highs? For sure, RSI will, with this push higher. And slow stoke, we'll see. Let's go Demark. 3 count to the upside so far. No setup. Awesome oscillator giving us a green bar, trying to go higher. All right, and we should get a negative divergence in the awesome oscillator and the Elliott oscillator as well. Money flow index. Money has we had the fall here. Distribution started to gain a little bit of money here. I do think this. We'll see how this goes, but I mean, even at the lower high here, technically it got the divergence. Let's see if we just get a lower high, but higher highs up here. No setup right now. Bollinger Band. Okay, so right in this area, the band here is at the top of there. It's kind of starting to curl down here, expanded because of that move on Friday. We should be able to hit the top of that band, maybe even push it up just a little bit to the 650 area, possibly to that 652 as well. But I'll start adding puts into this zone right here. There's an Elliott oscillator. In this very near term, we want to see the divergence there as well. It doesn't have to. It can go higher, and that can be done, but it just gives us a little bit more confidence when it's done in the near term. All right. So this, we did get a lower high here. You could say 3 to 5 there, but then a 3 to 5 coming up here, and that would be wave 3 to wave 5 here, and now in the near term 3 to 5. All right, you guys, that's what I got for you. Let's see what the VIX is doing on the 65. Just kind of holding up for the second. I do believe this might be bear flagging here, and we have the bottom of the area. If we're to get a new high in SPX, it's SPY, then I think we should probably get down to this 1380 area right here. So that's what we'll be looking at going in tomorrow and to the catalyst and the rest of the week. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you tomorrow.